Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Sheree Felice, and this week I'm speaking with Sarah Thomassen, the leader of the Feminist book club in Taipei. Listen in as we talk about feminism, activism, and the types of books they read. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hello, I'm great, thank you.
Okay, so what I really wanted to talk about is the Feminist book club.
Well, I'm actually the third person to take over the club at this point. It was started about 5 or 6 years ago before I even came to Taiwan. I actually never met the original person to found the club, but I took it over from the second person, Amanda. After being a pretty dedicated member for 2 years, when she knew she was leaving, she asked me to step up and take control of the club.
Oh, okay. So it was going on long before you came to Taiwan?
Yes.
Do you know how long it was going on for?
I want to say about 6 years.
Do you know why it was started? Do you know any background or history into it?
My understanding is the original founder, she really wanted to start a book club and she wanted to have a theme with like-minded people. Feminism was something really close to her heart, and that's what inspired it. And I think the club really, it has evolved over time. We don't specifically only read literature that's considered to be feminist. We try to look at literature through a feminist lens.
All right. So what does that mean, looking at literature through a feminist lens?
I think that is different for every single person. For me, it's looking at something through the idea of equality, looking at something through different points of view. So we've read books by men, we've read books by women, we've read books by LGBT authors, by people of different races and nationalities. So we try to have a really worldly view of it.
How did the discussions work?
Everyone is welcome to join. Everyone's welcome to have a say and an opinion. We sit at a table and it's very discussion-based. So everyone is, some people are quieter, some people are more vocal. The only real rule we have with it is you have to be respectful of other people's opinions.
Obviously, you're saying everybody's invited and you're respectful of everybody's opinions. Have you had any instances where there's been disrespect or any problems?
In the time that I've been running the club, I really haven't had any problems. I think there have been some instances in the past where people maybe come to the club with the wrong intentions. They don't so much want to talk about literature in a welcoming setting. They are more maybe looking to meet some girls or something like that. But I've been pretty lucky in my time as a leader, which has been almost 2 years. I haven't had many instances.
Oh, wow. So you've been leading it for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are usually in attendance?
We usually have between 6 to 10 people. It's different every month.
How often do you guys meet a month?
We meet once a month.
What's the criteria for choosing content for the club?
We actually do a vote. So we go around the table. Everyone can recommend a book that they're interested in reading. We talk about it. We also look up the format that we can get the book. We usually try to get books that can be found on both ebook and audiobook. And then we take a vote. So it is pretty democratic how we decide it.
Have you ever deviated from the theme of the group and just, chosen a fantasy novel or like Game of Thrones series? Or are you guys really trying to stick with the theme at all times?
I would say we pick whatever the group is interested in. For example, one book that we did read, we read Trevor Noah's memoir, which it does have some themes of feminism, especially when he talks about his mother, but it is very much about relations in South Africa. And the reason we read it is people were just interested in it. The book came up during a discussion and more people wanted to read it.
So it's very activist themed, the book club. Would you say it's more of an activist type of book club as opposed to a feminist book club?
Yes, I would describe that. I think equality is our biggest theme. So, for example, we just read the book Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto, and one of the themes in that was equality and acceptance of transgendered people.
Okay.
And I think, again, that's our theme. We want equality, and to me, that's my definition of feminism is equality.
What do you do when you encounter someone who, I don't want to say has a negative opinion, but have you ever encountered hate speech or anyone trying to troll the group in any way?
I luckily haven't encountered too much of that. In order to be part of the club, you have to do a really quick survey. It's only 3 questions. And I've had applicants who didn't take it seriously, who wrote maybe joke answers. And usually the first thing I do is I send them an email and I ask them to verify their answers. And then it is my jurisdiction to not let them into the club. So I haven't really had many problems with that within the club. I think anyone with that mindset wouldn't fit in very well with our group.
The group actually, would you say it attracts positive and like-minded people?
I think so. Absolutely.
So you talk about a survey that you send out to people who are interested in joining the group. Mm-hmm. What are some of the questions on that survey?
Some of the questions are, why are you interested in the club? What feminist literature are you interested in? And what specific feminist issues are you interested in? Are
there any other criteria to getting into the group?
Nope, just a survey. And then as the leader of the group, I either accept or reject it, or send a person an email to verify an answer.
Okay. And so besides taking the survey as a joke, are there any other reasons why someone would be rejected?
I did have one applicant who made comments that they were looking to pick up dates. And I sent them an email to verify their answer, and I didn't get a response. So I assumed they were not interested or not interested in taking the club seriously, so I rejected them. I know our past leader has had to ban people from the club. There's one individual in particular that I can think of, but other than that, I have been very lucky with the people I've worked with through the club.
Okay. What would get you banned from the club?
This particular person came to the club having no interest in the book. They didn't read the book. They didn't research the book. It seemed like they were more interested in just trying to pick up girls.
Is there an equal amount of men and women who come to the club on a monthly basis, or is it majority women or majority men?
We usually have about 2 men per meeting, but we do tend to have more women in the end.
Online, where the book club is advertised, it says that if men come to the club, you prefer them to listen rather than to speak. What does that mean exactly?
That was actually the original message. The club did start out with only women, but I think we have evolved. I would say we, again, are about equality. Everyone can come and speak together.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for speaking with me. So just really quick, if people are interested in finding the group, they can Google Feminist Book Club in Taipei, and the website is on Meetup?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And the survey and everything is on Meetup, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me, Sarah.
Of course. Thank you for contacting me. It was lovely talking to you.
Oh, it was great talking with you, too. Thanks again.
That's it for this week's episode of Taiwan Talk. I'd like to thank Sarah again for joining me. And don't forget to tune in next week for an all-new episode. As always, remember to take care of yourselves. I'm Sheree Felice.